welcome to Live Interactive English, everyone. Hello, I am Mike.
Hello, I am Winnie.
And today we are going to be going to Iceland. You can see we're dressed well.
Yes,
for
totally.
A country called Iceland, the land of ice, but it is a place of ice and fire.
That is true.
Yes.
Have you ever been to Iceland?
I have not. My wife has, but she didn't bring me.
Oh, okay. I have not, but my sister has, and
Really?
she didn't bring me.
Maybe they went together and had a good time without us.
Well, then you know what that means. We're just going to have to book a flight right now to
I think
Iceland.
we will, because there's lots to do. Of course, a lot of people, and I'm sure your sister and my wife, they went there to see the Northern Lights. That's one of the main fun things to do. And I also hear they have hot dogs almost everywhere in this country.
I have heard this too.
Two good reasons to go there.
Well, actually, kind of maybe three for us, because
there's a third?
I think a lot of people know Mike and I like to keep this studio ice cold.
It is pretty chilly in here.
So I feel like it's a good environment for us. We'll feel right at home.
We could actually dress
We
like
could
this.
just go
Since
like
we're
this.
comfortable here, we would be comfortable there, at least in the places where they have ice. We're not so sure about those places where they have fire.
Oh, yeah.
And if they have fire and then they have ice, why isn't it called Waterland?
That's so true.
that's
The math isn't mathing.
No, it doesn't really make sense. So there's clearly a lot we need to learn about Iceland along with you, I hope. So let's check out our article. Iceland, a place of ice and fire and sometimes water.
Iceland is a land where ice and fire exist side by side. Huge glaciers spread across the mountains, shining white under the pale sky. Beneath them, the earth burns with hidden heat. Volcanoes are all around, and lava pours from them like bright red rivers. Steam drifts into the cold air, and the ground feels alive. This is a wild place. Long roads cross empty spaces. Driving along them, you may not see another house for miles. Wind moves across dark open fields, and the sea beats against rough cliffs. Nature is powerful here, and it takes a lot to overcome it.
All right, this is just a one-day article. I'm shocked because
too.
there is so much to know about Iceland. There's places, ice and fire and hot dogs and other things. So let's get to it.
All right. Iceland is a land where ice and fire exist side by side.
Aw, they're friends.
They're friends, they're besties.
That's nice.
Just like us.
They don't need water.
No.
No, cut out the middleman.
Yes. Huge glaciers spread across the mountains, shining white under the pale sky. This sounds really nice.
That is such a nice sentence. It's created this image in my mind of pale glaciers spreading across the mountains under a white pale sky. Yeah. Beneath them, it says, the earth burns with hidden heat. Volcanoes are all around, and lava pours from them like bright red rivers.
Okay, that took a turn.
Will these glaciers and volcanoes find true love together when they're so different? We will find out. And then, of course, it says steam drifts into the cold air, and the ground feels alive, alive with love and passion.
Ooh, I could watch this.
And volcanoes, too.
I could watch this movie.
Yes, definitely. So things are drifting around. This word to drift is kind of to move gently with the wind or maybe with the water. When you see a balloon up there in the sky, the balloon isn't saying, hey, I'm going to go here, I'm going to fly over there. It drifts. If the wind blows quickly, it will drift quickly. If there's no wind, it will drift very slowly or not at all. And in the same way, if you have a boat with no power, just throw a little piece of wood out into a lake or on a river or even at the ocean. It will just drift there like you would if you're just floating in the waves, not pushing yourself, not swimming, not driving, not flying, just going with the wind or the water, drifting. For example, the light fog drifts above the lake in the morning, just as clouds do, because clouds are fog that's higher.
Okay, so we can tell that this is a very picturesque setting already.
It is.
You know what else is a really picturesque setting?
Hualien at sunset.
That too, and you know what would be even better? Hanny and Hualien.
Okay.
She's also a very picturesque gal.
Can we go there with her, or are we just sending her there?
We can let her drift over
We
there.
can drift her over to
Give her a little
Hualien.
push.
Okay, let's drift over to Hanny now.
Hello， 大家好，我是 Hanny。今天的课程是关于冰岛。 冰岛是一片冰与火并存的土地，有巨大的冰川，还有火山遍布各处。课文描述熔岩就像鲜红的河流奔涌而出，蒸汽飘入寒冷的空气中，地面就仿佛有了生命。Winnie 老师觉得这个是风景优美的场景，他用到 picturesque 就可以形容风景优美的。那么 setting 这个名词可以表达场景，或是故事背景，或者是事件发生的环境。好，那么单字 drift。它是动词，可以表达飘、随风移动，或是有漂流的意思。这回课文中。
All right, so let's find out a little bit more about Iceland. We're going to go to some other places, but we won't be finding many people, apparently. This is not the capital city, Reykjavik, we're exploring. It's everywhere else on the island.
It's the ice part.
Yes,
yeah,
exactly,
okay.
Which is most of the country.
Right. Well, as the article says, this is a wild place. Long roads cross empty spaces. Driving along them, you may not see another house for miles.
Wow.
How do you feel about road trips for
Wow, I don't mind not seeing another house for miles, but not another 7-Eleven for miles?
That's crazy.
I don't think I could live there.
For sure.
Yeah, I'd have to bring a 7-Eleven from Taiwan with me.
Yeah.
And it would make my holiday very complicated. But it's clearly a very empty country.
Yeah.
I wonder if they have like moose or caribou or reindeer or something. I'd like to see an animal, but not a lot of people. So if you want to be alone in nature, this sounds like a great place to go. It says, wind moves across dark open fields and the sea beats against rough cliffs. Wow, another great sentence there, creating images in our mind. Windswept, we might describe that, you know, very rocky and windy, probably not a lot of trees around, you know. And also if you go to the coast, and it is an island, so it's kind of all coast around the edges, the sea beats against rough cliffs. This also kind of reminds me of down near actually Hualien and Taichung, right?
You're right.
Where you have the sea beating against these cliffs where the land just drops away, and there is the mighty North Atlantic. Nature is powerful here, and it takes a lot to overcome it. That probably explains why you don't see a lot of houses. It's a tough place to live.
I mean, it also says a lot when there aren't, like we said, a lot of animals there probably.
Yes.
They're like, I don't want to stay here.
It's too cold.
Yeah, and especially if there might be cliffs everywhere. And speaking of cliff, it is a noun, and it is basically a steep rock face that leads to a space below. So usually, like teacher Mike says, maybe it's the ocean, maybe it's also just more rock down there.
Yeah, maybe you see that Taipei 101 guy climbing up the side of it.
That is true.
He loves to climb cliffs when he's not climbing buildings.
And anytime you see him, you run the other way.
Yes,
exactly.
Of course.
So, for example, you could say, please stay away from the edge of the cliffs. I'm totally that. Even when I go up the Taipei 101, but you know, indoors, I can't look down.
It's like standing on the edge of a cliff.
It's horrifying.
Exactly right. When the land just drops away from you and it's very far down. So if you're on the top of a cliff, you might have to overcome your fear. To overcome something is to sort of be stronger than that, to get through that. You have an obstacle, you have a problem, you have a challenge. You could quit. You could, I can't do it. I'm going home. Or you could stay there and fight through it and succeed and struggle, but you will win through. You will make it. You will overcome your problem and obstacles. So that's just kind of get over something. We wouldn't say I'm overcoming this wall. No, you're climbing the wall. But if it's a big challenge in your life, if it's a difficulty and you fight through and you succeed in the end, you have overcome that challenge. For example, Colin had to overcome strong waves to reach the shore. Sounds like he was in a dangerous situation where he has to swim through and kind of beat those waves that were trying to push him out into the ocean. Oh my gosh.
Wow. Well, you know what? I think there's a person here that has overcome a lot of
She has helped all of us overcome many challenges.
Yeah, and every time we're like, come on, girl, like, stop overcoming because you got to make us look good. And she's not.
She overcomes way too much.
Yeah, it's like, chill out.
I'm not sure that's a thing. But let's go to Hanny.
课 文提到，行驶在这一片荒野之境，可能好几英里都见不到另外一户人家。那么风掠过昏暗辽阔的原野，海浪拍打着悬崖峭壁，这里的自然力量很强大，想要跟它抗衡，需要付出很大的努力。好，单字 cliff。它常常是指海边的峭壁悬崖。那么 overcome 这个字是指克服、战胜。这个动词的三态是 overcome, overcame, overcome。那我们接回到课文中。
All right, thank you so much, Hanny. We're going to take a really quick break, but don't worry, don't drive off a cliff. Okay, we'll be right back for the second part of this article.
Cool.
Not much grows in this harsh landscape, so people have often had to be clever with their food. In the past, they preserved what they could to survive long winters. One famous dish that remains is fermented shark. It has an unusual sharp smell that surprises many visitors. Most travelers find it unpleasant, but the locals have strong stomachs. Truly, ice and fire have not only shaped the land, but also the spirit of the people who call it home.
All right, so harsh, windswept, volcanoes, glaciers, all sorts of wonderful natural things going on, but we're not reading about like lush green fields or forests filled with berries and fruit.
The opposite, probably.
Yeah, and also with not a lot of people there, we're getting the idea that this is not a place that it's easy to live in. It's not even actually a place that would be easy for animals to live in. So let's read more about how people do survive.
All right, the article continues. Not much grows in this harsh landscape. So people have often had to be clever with their food.
That's a really good point.
That is a good point. We also have this word harsh. And anytime you're describing something as harsh, especially if it's a place, I would not want to go to this place.
No.
Because that usually means, you know, harsh is a word that describes an environment maybe that is hard to live in. So we're talking maybe it's way too cold for us, or it even might be way too hot for us. It could explain both. So for example, few animals can live in harsh desert climates, which is very true. Okay, so I would assume this is basically like a desert, but made of ice.
There you go. Yes, very little rain, but a lot of cold instead of a lot of heat and sun, but still very hard to survive. So in the past, now of course, you know, today they can probably Uber Eats a burger there or something like that. But in the past, before we had all the modern things we have today, they preserved what they could to survive long winters. That's a really good point. If you could only grow things for a few months in the summer, you've got to find a way to keep that food through those long winter months where nothing grows and where your apples will soon become not so good.
No.
So how do you save food? You preserve it in some kind of way. And that's what to preserve means. Of course, we do preserve food by drying things or smoking things or salting things. Today, it's much easier. We put it in the fridge or we freeze it or something. But we can also preserve other things. You know, people in museums will take care of ancient paintings to make sure they don't fall apart, or people interested in history will protect old buildings to make sure that, you know, no one knocks them down and puts up a shopping mall. So we preserve things when we want to protect them and keep them for future use. But yes, with food, there are many old ways to preserve things. Here's another one. Turn it into jam.
Ooh.
Lucy preserved fruit in glass jars. And actually, that's an old term for jam and stuff. Preserves. Right? So that's why we turn, you know, apples or strawberries into a sweet thing that you can put in a jar and eat for months later.
My favorite preserved food is a pickle.
Ah, pickles are delicious.
I love a pickle.
Preserved little cucumber.
You know who I would like to preserve for 10,000 years?
Who is that?
Hanny. I would love to preserve her. And I think everyone else would also like
All right, we're going to pickle Hanny. So let's go talk to her about that idea.
老师们是要把我当食物保存还是当文物保存吗？这两种听起来都很可怕哎。 好，那课文提到说，这一片严酷的地貌能生长的东西不多，毕竟不是茂盛的绿色田野，人们就得在饮食上面费尽巧思。那在过去，他们竭尽所能保存食物，来熬过漫长冬季。补充一下 ，Mike 老师用到 lush 这个形容词是形容草木茂盛的、青葱翠绿的。单字 harsh 它是形容严酷的、恶劣的。Preserve 这个动词是指保存，像保存食物、保鲜，也有维护的意思。老师说的 pickle 则是指酸黄瓜、腌菜。那这边一个重点是 what 当复合关系代名词，相当于 the thing that 或是 the things that， 或者是 the one that the ones that。那么 what 引导的名词子句可以当主词、受词或补语。当主词的话，要把它视为单数哦。例如 What he did was very honorable。他所做的事很值得尊敬。那么 what he did 当主词要视为单数，所以我们搭配了单数动词 was。接回到课文中。
All right, so yes, preserving food is something that you can do in harsh environments to make sure you have food. As we mentioned, right, we smoke things. Bacon is kind of a smoked pork that you can then eat later. We salt things. We can turn a fruit into jams and preserves. What do they do in Iceland? Are they preserving some of the local deer meat or something like that? Because that might be okay.
Not quite, Mike.
No? Okay.
The article continues, one famous dish that remains is fermented shark.
Fermented, weird. Shark, extra weird.
Yeah.
Okay.
It has an unusual, sharp smell that surprises many visitors.
Oh, okay. I think I've heard of this stuff.
I have heard of it. I don't know if I would try it.
No.
Most travelers find it unpleasant, but the locals have strong stomachs.
Really? I don't know if the locals eat it that often.
I don't know how often
And unpleasant, that's a kind word.
Yeah.
Gross, disgusting, or my favorite, aïe. I think that would be the word that I would probably
I'm
use.
honestly surprised there are visitors who are trying it.
Fermenting, that's kind of what we do to like milk to turn it into cheese.
Yeah, or like kimchi.
Right, yeah, kimchi. But doing that with meat, that's just kind of making it rotten. All right, well, if you go there, you might as well try it. You've traveled so far. But I think most of the local people would say, really? Okay, we don't need it a lot, but we can get some for you. Truly, it says, ice and fire and preserved shark have not only shaped the land, but also the spirit of the people who call it home. And good, brave people they are too.
Well, okay, do you eat surinki tofu? Have you ever had it?
I have.
Okay, thoughts?
I like the fried kind. I'm not such a fan of the boiled
Braised kind. Yeah, same. I don't know if I'll try this.
I would probably try it because I'm stupid and will try anything once.
Well, okay, you can do it for both of us.
Okay.
And by both of us, I also mean me and Hanny.
Ah.
I'm bringing her along.
No, I'll bring some back for both of you.
Oh, I'm good.
It'll be great.
I'm good. I think Hanny will say, no, thank you.
I'll get my own section in the entire airplane.
有一道流传至今的著名料理是发酵鲨鱼肉，它有一股非比寻常的刺鼻气味，大多数旅人都觉得难以入口，但是当地人呢却早已经习以为常了。好 ，Mike 老师刚刚用 gross 来形容，就是令人恶心的、令人厌恶的。这边一个重点是 find 加受词加受词补语，是表达发现处于某种状态。Find 表示发现、发掘，受词后面要接补语，语义才会完整。那么补语你可以用到分词 VING 或 PP， 可以用形容词或是介系词片语。例如 They found the house in a mess， 他们发现房子里乱七八糟。这边补语是用介系词片语 in a mess。好，那么接回到课文中。
All right, thank you so much, Hanny. And I had a really fun time learning about Iceland, but I'm going to be honest with you, Mike.
What's that?
The only thing that is making me look forward to going to Iceland one day would be the ice.
Not the fire? We had fire too.
No,
Volcanoes?
No. We live in Taiwan.
Geysers.
It's hot enough.
Oh, okay. Yeah. The fermented shark wasn't enough to get you on that plane.
How about this? Yeah. If you try it, I'll try it.
Okay, really?
Yes.
We're going. And if it's really, really bad, we'll just get one of those delicious hot dogs.
That is true. We have heard that they love their hot dogs.
Maybe we could cook the hot dog in the volcano.
Oh, okay.
That
well, hopefully
cool.
you guys had fun learning about Iceland like we did.
Yeah, I had a good time, and I'm still scared of fermented shark. But if you go, I will try it. It'll be great. And hot dogs. Thanks for joining us, everyone.
See you next time.
Bye.
Iceland is a land where ice and fire exist side by side. Huge glaciers spread across the mountains, shining white under the pale sky. Beneath them, the earth burns with hidden heat. Volcanoes are all around, and lava pours from them like bright red rivers. Steam drifts into the cold air, and the ground feels alive. This is a wild place. Long roads cross empty spaces. Driving along them, you may not see another house for miles. Wind moves across dark open fields, and the sea beats against rough cliffs. Nature is powerful here, and it takes a lot to overcome it. Not much grows in this harsh landscape, so people have often had to be clever with their food. In the past, they preserved what they could to survive long winters. One famous dish that remains is fermented shark. It has an unusual sharp smell that surprises many visitors. Most travelers find it unpleasant, but the locals have strong stomachs. Truly, ice and fire have not only shaped the land, but also the spirit of the people who call it home.
最后，我们来复习今天课文里的单字文法。单字的部分有 drift 动词，表示飘、随风移动或者是漂流。cliff 名词，常常是指海边的峭壁、悬崖。overcome 动词，表示克服、战胜。harsh 是形容严酷的、恶劣的。preserve 这个动词，它有保存食物啊、保鲜或是维护的意思。文法的部分，第一个学到 what 当复合关系代名词，引导的名词子句可以当主词、受词或补语用。第二个学到 find 加受词加受词补语，是指发现点点点处于某种状态。那以上是今天的讲解，同学别走开，马上回来哦。
Sculpture is the art of making three-dimensional representations of objects, such as animals and people. It can sometimes even be abstract and is generally carved from stone or wood or made using casting materials like metal or plaster. If you're interested in viewing some sculptures yourself, today's location might be a good fit for you. Fengle Sculpture Park. Fengle Sculpture Park was established in 1994. It is a large and famous park where local people often go to relax. The park has a grass field, walking paths, and a playground. It also features many well-known sculptures. Wild ducks are often seen in the lake at the center of the park. Visitors can cross a bridge to reach the middle of the lake and enjoy the beautiful scenery. Fengle Sculpture Park is not only a great place to view brilliant sculptures, but also serves as a great location to take a break from the stress of city life. It's the perfect place to spend an afternoon with your family and friends.